12:14 a.m. on Sunday, the 11th, November 11th, December 11th. It's the Mubert night. One guy said Nunnally, younger guy. They were at a wedding, 4 of them. Nunnally from South Linwood, Indian Creek. I remember he went in the video corner once. He worked at IBM. His dad worked at IBM. I went to an interview once at IBM in Kansas City, and he came out and said something to me, but nothing ever happened. That was after Video Corner went down the toilet. I'm not Nunnally, I'm George A. Crawford III. He came from the IBM culture, corporate culture. I come from the law, corporate culture of my dad being a lawyer, and law's law and owner's an owner. Common stock owners on the company. Don't you understand that? Are you stupid or something? What? So that's the corporate culture I came from as growing up, and it all changed when I was 16. So this dad, who was a perfect lawyer, turned into some kind of off and on. Then after college, he turned into a complete lunatic, lying, fraud, idiot, self-proclaimed identity thief, murderer. Idiot, no credibility. The law had no credibility because of him. And the courthouse judges throwing me in jail. The only credibility he has was that he really was a murderer, a fraud. He proved what an idiot he was in Video Corner. You know, he spent my entire life, the culture was brainwashing me to own my own company. Big companies, you know, they just fuck people over or whatever. No guarantee of anything. Well, there's no guarantee of anything with anything, is there? Not with, you know. Once you trust people and that trust is breached, broken on such a high level of significance, there's no trust anywhere forever. So he brainwashed me to own my own business, Video Corner. Then he started telling me when I was at Purdue that how great it was, how much money it was making. Then, well, don't come back here, never come back home. He wasn't acting right. And it's like, well, what the fuck's going on? And of course, when I was at Purdue, Wilbur, the finance teacher, was a complete lunatic. Efficient market theory, you can't make money in the stock market. He teaches useful information, they all do, and then second year, well, you can't do what we teach you. And of course, Oklahoma State, you know, there was crap and fraud. There was crap and fraud with Purdue. Sabotage my projects, grades, and in Oklahoma State, and physics or art history or whatever. I wasn't there to kiss any individual teacher's ass, and I wasn't there to be their robot and do what they say. I was in the beta house, and there was a lot of hazing. Another thing my dad said, he was a beta at Pennsylvania. He knew of all the crap and hazing that went on there. They started calling me an idiot because I didn't have a 4.0 grade point. Well, I couldn't get a 4.0 grade point in that atmosphere with all the crap and hazing. Engineering, you pass first semester, you're better than everybody who couldn't pass it. That's my culture. That's a real fact. I mean, I was trespassing because I didn't get enough grade point, and this lunatic couldn't pass first semester of engineering. Most people couldn't. And he knew the crap that went on, hazing, the fraud that went on, and crap teachers not even worth wasting your time with, I wouldn't think. In the South, you know, there's similar shit at South too, at Black and Beach, and some teachers reverse discrimination because I had a dad who was successful, more successful perhaps than most people. Reverse discrimination, and they killed him. They killed him because they were jealous because he was better than they are. They don't like that, so they killed him, just like they massacre me in the courthouse and lock me up, say I'm crazy, everything. So Different than everybody else. Tall people think, well, they're tall, so they're right, so being tall is right. That's better than everybody. Or smart people like me think being smart's better. And good-looking people, pretty people think they're better because they're pretty or good-looking, and they should entitle them to things other people, or rich people who have a lot of more money or something. Or everybody thinks their own little bullshit up to makes them entitled to whatever. It makes them better than other people. Well, I think my ACT percent, GMAT percent degrees and what for mayor make me better than everybody else. So minimum wage for me is based on $5 billion a year hedge fund paycheck. And I can't be around anybody or trust anybody or work with anybody who doesn't agree with that. And since I've never been around anybody who agrees with that or says agrees with that thought process and just talks about people making too much money or that's too much money or it's ridiculous, and they're just dumbass punks. They're one time this, one time that. That's the way Dad was after college. One time this, one time that. Use ownership against me, but never for me. Not acceptable. But Merrill Lynch, you owe me $1 trillion. Just because you own a place doesn't mean you get a paycheck. That means my paycheck's based on $5 billion a year. You're no different than everybody else. My degrees and test scores. You say my degrees don't matter after I get them. You're flunks out of kindergarten. You owe me $5 billion for every year since kindergarten. Diploma 55 years ago. Perfect, rational logic. Now all these idiots in jail and mental hospitals said I don't think right, and they do this, or they sit there and I was in handcuffs and court ordered. I couldn't. They all need to be put in jail for 10 years because they're all Nazi-ass, dumbass punks. But, they're unbelievable. Minimum wage for me is based on $5 billion a year. Pay the money, punks. An owner's an owner, the law's the law. You owe me $1 trillion for disrespecting my ownership of the company. Other people get respect, but I don't. Well, that's not acceptable. One time this, one time that. See, that's my corporate culture in these different companies. That's my culture. My experience has evolved into what I became, And I followed Dad until he started acting like a lunatic, and then he just made me break. He broke me down. Made me fucking lose my shit. I couldn't believe it. Now I believe it. And I believe Mom was part of his murder because she didn't have a college degree. So all the dumbass punks who don't have college degrees, well, I can do it. I don't need a degree to do it. We hate these people who have degrees who think they're better than us. Let's fuck them over. Well, they fucked me over at that job, so I'm going to fuck them over in here. Groupthink. I guess every Merrill Lynch office in the country isn't the same. But the corporate headquarters never called me back. They owe me $1 trillion. They're all guilty. They didn't call me back. All these dumbasses who think that's too much money, or they're just dumbass punks. Get rid of them. They don't work for free. Get rid of them. Oh, they'll just brainwash people into thinking things and groupthink, and everybody will belong their little groupthink. And somebody was saying Nunnally. I addressed Harnish and Hainish and Harnish. Well, Harnish lived in Cherry Hills. He was a sprint, good fast sprinter guy. I looked up. I don't even know if he graduated from Shawnee Mission South. He wasn't on the graduation list, and I'm not on it either, so that doesn't mean a whole lot. Doesn't mean he didn't graduate. I don't know. I wasn't really buddies with him in high school. I guess he was a track and football, and I was math and science. And I don't know if he graduated from high school or not. South. Seems like one time I was in the mall and he came out and started yelling at me. He was working at some sporting goods store. I said, "What the hell are you doing here?" It's like, "What?" I said, "I'm going to school. I'm a professional student. What do you want?" "I don't know." "Right now, what am I doing?" Why some guy at church, of course, say Harnish and Hainish. I've had no contact with Harnish since high school and that incident at the mall. Hainish, well, we're friends on Facebook. We converse and got to the casino or out to lunch or something downtown last year. He selling some health supplements. It seemed like maybe a good idea with COVID. You know, he's told me to fuck off and shit like that. It's crazy. And sometimes he says he loves me or something. I don't know. Kind of extremities. I guess he's more of a Ralph mouth talker, and I'm just more of a what? I mean, I talk. I just don't talk to talk. I talk to address issues. So the issue of Merrill Lynch arresting me, I laughed the first time. I'm not laughing anymore. I just say drop a nuke on them and blow them all away. Because they've destroyed my life for 40 years with that bullshit. Hand me the money. Smith Barney, same thing. Well, then Dad would say Smith Barney's behind all of it. So Smith Barney, you owe me $1 trillion too. Paine Webber, $1 trillion. Oppenheimer, $1 trillion. Plaza, $1 trillion. Waddell and Reed, you owe me $1 trillion. Sprint, T-Mobile, you owe me $1 trillion. Commerce Bank. No, I wouldn't be satisfied just working in Kansas City. If I got experience right now, I expect $5 billion a year. Yeah, where the highest paycheck is in America is what I expect. Never arrested me, and seems like one guy interviewed me once for working at a grocery store branch. What, he had an MBA from Oklahoma State or something. But then he said he had 2 different bank accounts. You know, he had an account in another place because since he worked there, maybe he'd been fucked over there as an employee and he didn't want to have all his money there because they might confiscate it or steal it from him or something. So I'm kind of like that way with all these stockbrokers. I could never work there as an employee and tell people to put their money there because my family had money over there and they fucked me over so bad, and they gossip is they murdered my dad, you know, and they owe me $1 trillion, and I take that money and put it somewhere where they couldn't touch it, where I have nothing to do with them. You know, I would have to, you know, you don't fuck people over like that and then say, come work here or come be a client here. You just need to be shot dead, all of them. Shot dead, point blank. Boom. And the police and courthouse judges who back up this bullshit, boom. Some of them are fake police, and you don't know if they're real or not. Boom. They're just paid off goons by these dumbasses. Boom, the whole place. It's the only thing that makes sense. I'm under 6 feet. That means nothing for a hedge fund license or real estate broker's license. But people over 6 feet thinks it's important, and I guess they get away with disrespecting me. Well, some of them in jail, whatever. So I guess it's true that taller people naturally have other guys look up to them. Well, I mean, you have to look. If they're taller, you have to look up. And some of them maybe deserve respect. And they've lived their whole life with people. And they deserve it. Some of them are just punks and, you know, don't deserve anything under a shotgun, blow their heads off. Christmas, what? 2 weeks? Yeah, I guess, something.